Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into the Ultimate Football Manager Rebuild, and trust me, this one is wild. I'm taking over PSG, but every single player over the age of 23 gone, released. We are stripping this squad down to the bones and rebuilding the entire club using only young elite talent. That means the first few seasons are going to be chaos. Tiny squad, huge pressure, and the weight of a European expectation sitting on the shoulders of our young kids. Over the next 5 seasons, we're going to find out just how far youth can take you in world football. Can a team of Wonderkids dominate Europe, or will PSG completely flop? If you do enjoy the rebuilds, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. As always, all my tactics and rebuild files can be found on the Patreon below. Let's get into it, and today, a PSG rebuild becomes hard. So then, Paris Saint-Germain inside of Football Manager, usually you would say, Josh, this is a very, very easy rebuild. But today we're going to strip so many players away from this team, you might be changing your opinion, especially in the first couple of seasons. Now, PSG is a grand scheme club, RB perfect club, aren't they? In terms of money, they've got endless money, their stadium's good, their pitch conditions perfect, corporate is excellent, training state of the art, youth state of the art, excellent academy, excellent youth recruitment as well. They are what I like to call the absolute French dream. They have got everything going on. Now, as a club, of course, recently won that Champions League under Enrique, a very, very big man for that club, it has to be said. Founded in 1970. They're not shy of French league titles. They've won 13. They have got 1 Cup Winners' Cup, 16 Coupe de France, 9 Coupe de la Liga, and 13 Trophy de Champion. They are a team that dominate France, but always got memed for not getting it done in the top competition, that is the Champions League. Well, they put that to bed last season, as they did obviously win the Champions League. Now, for me today, that is going to be what I'm trying to aim to do with this new look team. Now, I cannot stress to you how different this team is going to look. We're talking about losing a lot of our key players. Kvaratskhelia, gone. Dembele, gone. 2 of the most influential players this team has to offer are being kicked out of the door from minute 1. Now, I'm going to show you the new look team in a second when we go into the squad, but more importantly, let's look at actually what we're playing in. So, the French League to me should be very, very straightforward. If we look at the season preview, we actually go down to predicted second. Because of the amount of players that we are going to release, our squad has been collapsed by quite some amount. Now, you can see here already, we still have a lot of top talent. Barcola, Doué, Mendes, Zabrani, Pacho, Chevalier, Neves. These are all players that, of course, are within my age rule of 23 or under. So these are players that can get game time. And at the end of the day, I still think we are going to be very strong in the league. But there is a world where we don't win it in Season 1. Now, of course, past winners, apart from Ligue, when they shocked everyone in 2021, we have won it 4 years back to back. So we're a team that do expect perfection. And I think the fans demand it. The Trophy de Champion, obviously Marseille did win it last of all. No, they didn't actually, that's the club, sorry, I'm absolutely off my head, apparently. Marseille did not win it last time, we won it last time. 2024, 2023, 2022, then Lille again had a great season in and around that time, and at the end of the day, it's down to me today to make sure that Lille don't get another one of those seasons under their belts. Now, the UEFA Super Cup, I don't know if we've ever won it before. We are going to go and have a little look. I am not sure if it's something we have. I doubt it, because of course we've not been in the Champions League. So yeah, physically impossible. I say been in the Champions League, won a Champions League, and obviously they've not won a Europa League because they've been in the Champions League. But the Champions League, the creme de la creme, this was the reason why so many good managers from PSG may have moved on, may have got sacked, whatever you want to say. I'm sure they'd use the words of moved on instead of sacked. But Enrique is going to get the job done last year, and at the end of the day, that is as good as what they're ever going to get, in my opinion. So as long as he wants to stay at the club, I would personally keep him, because he's a really, 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 really splendid coach. Now, recruitment-wise, money-wise, what are we talking about? Well, back home, if you are going to be playing, you would have had a budget of 44 million. Now, to make this even harder for me, I have not given myself the money for the players I've released, and I'm not going to sign anybody in the first season. So this is the squad we have got. Don't get me wrong, it's still a great team, but now there is not a single player that is age 23 or higher, so 24. They can be 23. So really, it's not a player that's, 24 years or higher, really. So we do, we're able to keep our great goalkeeper. Nuno Mendes is a massive keep, because losing this guy would be absolutely, well, it would be potentially rebuild breaking, because he is such a good left back. And to be honest with you, this guy can easily go on and get 20, 30 assists a season. I've seen it in a tactic test, one that I've done over on the FM Scout channel. This guy is an absolute monster, so very excited to get my hands on him. We also are going to have Pacho, again, a really, really, really good centre-back, 23 years of age. I actually thought he was a little bit older, so this was actually a bit of a surprise, to be honest, that we are able to have someone like William Pacho in the starting 11, because he, again, is a really, really, really top centre-back. We go on over to the likes of Bradley Barcola, a player that I think gets a little bit disrespected sometimes, or more, not given the full credit of what he can do. Now he's going to be one of our starting players in this team, at least for the first couple of seasons, and this is his sort of stint that he could do with in real life, to be honest, to get guaranteed football every game and show me why he is one of the best young talents in this current team. And that is not a title that I want to throw about easily, because we also got Doué, who is arguably, in some people's eyes, the best young player in world football. He is such a joy to watch. He was great in the Champions League last year, great in the French League last year. He was a really, really, really good player, and still is a top player, and in this game he has been boosted to be an absolute demon. So buzzing to get my hands on him and actually get to use him. Beraldo, a very, very common sign and centre-back signing of mine. Buzzing I get to use him, 21 years of age, and to be honest with you, we still have a decent spine of a team. We've got the likes of Zabrani, we've obviously got the likes of, where is he? João Neves, we can't forget about this guy. Ridiculous talent, again, some people's best midfield player. You've also got the likes of, where is he? Emery, again, midfield-wise, we are absolutely set. Sadly, we have waved, goodbye to Vitinha, Kvaratskhelia, Dembele. I'm missing so many people. So many people I'm missing, but we have let go of a lot of top players. And the very interesting thing about this rebuild is those players could go to a rival top team, which they will, mainly in the Champions League, because they're not going to go to Marseille or anything. Well, I doubt it. And, we might check at the end of the video where they actually went and what they actually got up to. But let's see if we just bump into them on the road, and hopefully they don't come back to bite me, because that would not be ideal, would it? Now, in terms of tactics, we are going to be deploying this tactic, the Luis Enrique PSG. And again, at any part of this video, you want to grab all of these Patreon perks. That will include every one of my tactics on console and on mobile as well. All my rebuild files, ultimate save files, one-on-one tactical help, ad-free viewing, custom tactic requests, priority and tactic requests, and so much more, believe it or not. Make sure you come on over and check out the Patreon, where this month there is 25% off. But this tactic is simple. It's a great 4-3-3 system. Of course, the false 9 was implemented for Dembele, but he is now gone. So our start on 11, we can't actually play a loaned out player. So the first season is going to be makeshift. Obviously, the backline's incredible. It's exactly what you'd expect, apart from maybe Neves playing right back, but we don't have a right back, so that is going to be when Neves plays in season 1. We've got Chevrolet, we've got Neves, Zabrani, Pacho, Mendes, we've got Carthy, Emery, Mielu, Mbaye, Barcola, and Doué. So it's a very unorthodox team, and I think this is actually a very challenging first season. So I have somehow made Paris Saint-Germain actually quite a tough rebuild, at least for the entry few seasons. Now, team instructions, this is a higher tempo tactic, standard passing, there's no secret to that. It's got the much higher defensive line, so we have got that going for us, that it is a tactic that should traditionally work well inside of this year's match engine, and just over every match engine, really. A 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1, you have to do something quite wrong to really bugger it up, I'll be honest with you. Now, in terms of what I'm expecting, so in terms of season 1, they're predicting a second place finish. I think there's a world where we don't win the league. I really, really do. If you actually actually look at this team once again, the midfield's weak in 2 areas because Neves can't play, for example. And Bay on the right-hand side is going to be a complete wild card. Obviously, he's got a lot about him in real life, but what's he like actually in the game? The back line's actually really, really good. Even with Neves at right back, he has got that 15 tackling. You know, he is a player who can play right back to a certain pedigree, so I'm not even nervous with him at right back. But the midfield's quite weak. The right wing is completely unorthodox. It's an unknown. Doué can play the false 9 quite well, but even he is not in his best position. So really, I'm looking for the likes of Emery, Barcola, Mendes, Pacho, Zabrani, Chevrolet to really shine in this first season and show me why they are the more experienced batch of the young players. So let's get into season 1. Again, we are going to spend money next season, so don't worry, we will not be spending any money over what we get. Now, we have had to use the editor to obviously offload the players, so it will say the editor has been used, but that is purely to offload the players instantly so we can start this rebuild off at its hardest point. Q Season 1. Well, the Coupe de France, we are going to be playing Lyon, a team that have got a little bit about them in the final, and I'm very impressed that the kids have got me here. Now, when I say kids, I know we have got pretty much a world-class backline. That is the one saving grace, really, but still, to get to a final in our first season, I'm quite happy about, but it might not be going our way. It's a great goal from Ernest. Deep into the second half now, 30 minutes to play. Neves on a book and plays it through to an injured Doué, into Emery, into Mayalu, into Barcola, and overlap into Nuno Mendes, who can put a ball in. It's a decent clearance. They're actually very, very confident. If we had our original team out right now, they would not be playing this way, but we've got a lot of youngsters in this team. Neves down the right-hand side, of course. The one good thing about having him there is how creative he can be, and this guy can deliver a ball, and the confidence and the drive on him. Into Emery. Back in to Mayalu. What's he got to do? Into Doué. Take your time. Take your time. He's turned him. He's skinned him. And even with an injury, that guy can take on a team. 1-1. And a little set piece, literally seconds after, gets played in. Luckily for them, Paco is not going to be able to leap, but they are going to be on the counter-attack, maybe. It's going to be a one-on-one situation, and he is absolutely skinned Neves there. We're going to need someone to cover for him. Luckily, he's going a little bit slower now, but he's still alive. He is still going down the left-hand side, and they have got a lot of men committed forward. A little ball in, maybe. It is going to be a ball in. A great leap from Zabrani. Doué, little touchdown into Emery. Back into Doué, into Beraldo, into Neves on the right-hand side. A little bit of build-up now. They have still got so many men committed forward. If we move quickly, we can really exploit them here. Emery plays it back, and now they're going to reset and get back in position, I think. Neves into Iari, down the right-hand side, takes on his man, bags of pace in those legs. What's he going to do down the right-hand side? He is going to surely cut it back. He's going to go alone inside of the box, a ball back stick, and we're going to leap. It's a great clearance, but Mendes is there on the edge of the box. He's going to, oh, that's a great pass. A little nutmeg there, I think. Back into Mendes, into Beraldo, inside, good touch, pause, engage. A 2-1 win in the 117th minute. So yes, Trophy 1, Coupe de France. Trophy de Champion is not going to go the same way because we are going to lose to Marseille in a game which, to be honest with you, we actually went 2-0 down. João Neves does rescue a goal. Probably, you know, one of the key players that is going to do that, but we just don't get the job done. I'm not too annoyed because obviously we've already won one French trophy. We also actually lose to Botafogo in the Intercontinental Champion final in a game which, to be honest with you, they were very, very much as equal, if not better than us. And again, a very, very early goal to concede. The Super Cup, we are going to lose 2-1 to Tottenham Hotspur. A game again, we've got this awful habit of conceding early, and we only are able to get a late recovery goal from Pacho this time. So again, these finals, we could have won a few trophies this season, but we concede way too soon, and too many. Well, I'm not expecting much in the UCL. A round of 16 to quarter-final, maybe. Semis, we're not going to be there. Quarters, we're not going to be there. Round of 16, we're not going to be there. Knockout phase win. What do you mean? Okay. We finished in 25th place. We don't even make the playoffs. And for anyone that sat here and had the concept of this being an easy rebuild has lost their mind, because I've seen the league table and we don't win the league either. So we actually only walk away with the Coupe de France, which again is completely fine for season 1, but it just proves that I have somehow made a PSG rebuild actually quite difficult, at least for the first few seasons. Now, we're only 5 points behind Marseille, so I think that says quite a fair bit about how quickly we are going to catch up after a handful of young signings. But let's just actually see what that looks like. That's what it looks like then. So, you know, a French League runners-up medal in the Intercontinental, runners-up in the Trophée des Champions, runners-up in the Super Cup, very early exit in the Champions League. Now, money-wise, money. Speak to me about money. We are going to have hopefully more than 66. We're going to have 121 million. That is essential. You can see here we have got 4 positional issues: right back, left back, DM and striker. Not ideal. But to be honest, realistically, we did have a decent goal output from Mbaye, who really impressed me, by the way. 22 and 8. Doué thrived, 23 and 11. Even Barcola had a great season, 13 and 11. Mahand, 11 and 3. Our best average rating player is going to go to Doué, but our team on paper, however good they are, needs to improve a little bit. Now, we are going to have this guy, Gabriel Moscardo, who, even if we don't sign a better sort of midfield player, does mean we are going to have an improvement in that position. He actually is out on loan at Braga at the moment. He looks pretty decent. He's obviously 20 years of age, so well within the limits, but realistically this team could do with this, couldn't it? It could do with Neves going in here, signing another DLP, and then a right back, or at bare minimum having, for example, Neves here, having him back in midfield, and then going out and signing a right back. There is loads of things we need to do in this team. Right back is very high up on the order. It just comes down to who's on the market, how many good young right backs there are on the market, and if they want to join PSG. Like, you got to remember, guys, we have not won hardly anything. The positive to this is we can pay big wages, so we still have a little bit of pull. But yeah, we need a lot of players. So lock in, grab the popcorn, leave a like. Let's get into it. Well, signing 1 is going to be Antonio Silva, coming in for £64 million. He is the maxed out age that I'm allowed to sign, and that is why I've popped that sort of, you know, valuation now, so I can get him in to this team, because one more season, this guy becomes illegal for me to have in the team. He is a pre-built machine who still has potential. Now, he doesn't look as good as what he was last year, but I can tell you something for free right now. This guy will play, if not a good starting role in this team, a good backup. Now, for obviously a very rare occurrence of having a very good backline while taking on a sort of under 23 challenge, we still have Zabrani and Pacho, so this guy's not guaranteed game time, but what a player to have in the squad. 29 million, we are going to welcome in Arnaud Martinez at right back. There was simply not that many candidates on the market, but he comes in 6 and 11 when it comes to goals and assists. He's decent. I don't think he is going to be the permanent solution forever, but in terms of right backs that were on the market, it was all about getting someone this year. Doesn't have to be long term, just getting an actual right back so Neves can go back to midfield. And for 62 million, we are going to welcome in Buani. Now, this guy, top talent. We all know him. We all love him. He is an absolute diamond. Bags of potential, 22 years of age. The Algerian, the sky's the limit for him. It really is. He is such a good player, technically gifted, physically gifted, a player that can be trained to play pretty much across the entire front four. It's a mega window as we welcome in a backup centre-back, a starting right-back, and apparently a starting winger, because this guy comes in 31 games, contributes 33 goals. So in the league alone, he's absolutely cooked. And judging by that, it wouldn't surprise me if we've either finished second again or won. Well, as for the league, we are going to win. Now, I will say it's dominant, so it's only taken us really one season to go back to being that real French powerhouse team. Only one loss throughout the entire season, and we are going to see us have the most goals, the most clean sheets, Barcola the best rating, our goalkeeper the most clean sheets obviously as well, and to be honest with you, Doué setting the most records for player of the matches. I believe a right back there creates new record. 18 assists, brand new record. Any others? We'll take all the records if we can. I mean, genuinely a very, very, very strong season. We'll take that. As we also win the Trophée des Champions as we flip the scoreline from last year, and we still go a goal down early on, but we bounce back 6 minutes after that penalty, and then we score 30 minutes after and win 2-1. And do you know what? We're finally looking like a team. I say finally, it's been one real season, but it is finally for PSG, a team that looks comfortable. Now, they had a redonkulous XG, but we still won, and that's all that I care about. The Champions League. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is go to the league phase. Where have we finished? Okay. Very, very good. Invincible, actually. 6 wins and 2 draws. So, at least we're going to be way past this. Into the round of 16. A very close game, but a win over Tottenham. Quarterfinals. A battering over Inter Milan. Semi-finals. A 1-goal loss over both legs against Arsenal, but that is some improvement considering last year we finished in, well, where were we last year? We were hang on a second. Is that bugged? Is that another bug we're talking about? There you go. 25th place last year. Compare it to this season, it is bugged. You click that, it changes that. I love this game so much. Coupe de France, however, is not going to be back-to-back because we are going to bail out in the semis on penalties over Lille. So perfection was close. In fact, it wasn't, was it? What am I talking about? Perfection is close. We win the league, that's amazing. Winning the Trophée des Champions, that's amazing. But we don't win the UCL, we don't win the Coupe de France, but it is an improvement on last season. So far, we have got the perfect formula. We're improving a trophy every season. Next year, the treble, yeah? If that happens, then we might actually have a rebuild where you have nothing, 1 trophy, 2 trophy, 3 trophy, 4. We could go up one by one. How nice would that be, huh? It would be beautiful. But before we look at money, let's look at the team. Let's see what's happening. Now, Doué is doing mental things. 36 and 13. Buani, 29 and 14. A stinker of a last match rating, I will say. Barcola, 22 and 16. 9 and 18 for our right back, which is a incredible statement. 7 and 9 for Mendes. Catch up to the right back, mate. 6 and 9 for Neves. I mean, it is quite the performance for a small squad. Now, if we look at the team on paper, this team arguably will go toe-to-toe with anybody in Europe already. I mean, the backline, I will say, is up there with some of the world's best. It really, really is. You can pinpoint certain things, maybe Zabrani, maybe the right back, but based off this form from this season, in this game, they're going to be up there. That's a fact. Emery, Neves, Mialu, very good midfield. Obviously, you can argue we need to sign one more player here. Doué in that false 9, doing everything. Barcola, he's doing great, but I still think there's more to come out from him. Buani is just absolutely cooking. And to be honest with you, however much money we have, I'm going to have to be sensible. And what I mean by sensible is, we've got a big budget, so I've not got a penny pinch. We've got, what, 289 million? I've got to sign the right players because our current team is cooking. So now I must make sure I sign players that aren't going to compromise some people's performance, but also consider that the sky's the limit for this team. I want to win a Champions League. £93 million, we are going to welcome in another centre-back and maybe our last centre-back signing for a while. Ousmane Diomande comes in and he is going to complete this backline, in my opinion, when it comes to the central area. Now, he is very much like a bit of an FM legend, isn't he? Now, he was signed at 23. I have not broken the rules. He has played a whole season. He was 23 when I signed him, and he has dropped a 7.2 in the league. These are the sorts of players that you don't only sign for a league improvement, because we actually won the league. These are the players you sign to start to compete for the Champions League. That's the level we're at now, 3 seasons in. 5 million, we are going to welcome in Gruder, a fantastic German talent. 23 years of age. The guy is one of the most well-rounded, versatile, high-potential, important players I have ever seen. He cost me an arm and a leg. He's costed me an arm and a leg in wages, but I'm hoping he redeems himself. And to be honest with you, in the league, 30 goal contributions in 29 games. I think it's safe to say he has made quite the impression. Very similar to the previous winger we signed in Boadi, he has really come in and, well, he's delivered. I don't quite know where he's playing, whether he's going through the middle or whether Boadi's getting no game time, because I've decided to obviously introduce competition, but if we can get all of these in the same team, I don't know if we could be beaten. And for 64 million, we are going to welcome in Hugo Larsson. He was brought in to actually start, and he does that. 28 appearances, a 7.25. Doesn't really drop anything in terms of stats, but he's just one of them midfield players that I think sometimes gets overlooked a little bit because of, you know, the big names that you can sign in midfield, you know. This guy is up there in my opinion. He's very, very versatile, very, very good, still got potential. Not the most demanding player on wages either. You know, he's on about 70k less than the previous signing. He is a very important player for me. Oh, the Coupe de France, we are going to be back on top in a 3-1 win over Marseille, and it's a game which we absolutely dominated the shots on. But again, we go a goal down in 11 minutes. We bounce back very soon after. Then it comes down to simply a bit of late game drama, and funny enough, it's two of the new boys that chip in. Trophée de Champion, we are also going to win 4-2 over Lille. We are really becoming that team. Gruder stepping in. We actually start a final going a goal up. An own goal gives us the lead again, and or actually equaliser that, isn't it? Because we can see 2 in 5 minutes. But Barcola, Gruder, we are so back. Just looking at the schedule, we'll guess where you think we're finished, because I want to show you briefly, because it's sort of glitching out the Champions League menu. We actually go all the way to the Champions League semi-final, where we are going to lose against Liverpool, which is an absolute shame, to be honest with you. But at the end of the day, looking at the amount of green that's in this table, something tells me we may have won the French League. Can we click on the French League? We can't. Can we click on this French League? We can. The game works. Have we won the French League? Yes, we have. Now, to be fair, Marseille closed the gap a little bit, but it still is by 13 points. You know, it is a lot of points gap. We are super duper duper comfortable. They're not going to catch us, I don't think. Now, Nuno Mendes, the best player. You know, Lucas Chevalier, the most clean sheets. Most clean sheets as a team, most goals as a team. We're the best at everything. Even the data hub's cooking. I mean, 2.7 goals a game, 0.6 conceded. For a team full of youngsters, they've got a bit of maturity, let me tell you that for free. Bolster that maturity with even more young players. That is a very backward sentence, really. We are going to have a budget of £301 million. So season 4, they have said, Josh, my money is your money. Our checkbook is your checkbook. You go sign who you want. It's dangerous when I'm in charge because I'll spend that. We've got to admire this team, and one man is going to be Gruder, the new man on the right-hand side, 34 and 12. Doué 26 and 19. We are going to see 18 and 10 for Barcola. Mendes 9 and 14. 8 and 3 for Buani. I was calling Boadi, wasn't I? Buani. 7 and 6. 5 and 13. 4 and 9. Even the players that are chipping in 4, 4 and 5. They're chipping in quite a fair bit, but to be honest with you, on paper, this team is a very, very, very strong team. It's a team that, you know, is getting into very late stages of the Champions League, winning countless trophies in seasons. I feel like we're only a couple players away, and they're rotation players, really, from actually winning the Champions League. Genuinely. Seriously, I mean that. I mean, this is the first treble winning season in terms of winning all the French trophies. The Champions League, we're in this sort of blessed scenario now where if I go and sign fantastic players, our current fantastic players become squad players, which strengthens the squad. Or if I keep our fantastic players and sign slightly less fantastic players, our fantastic players can still play, but we have got better backup. So however I approach this is going to work, hopefully. The only way I mess this up is to sign in positions that, 1, we don't need, and 2, maybe I go out and go crazy and just sign one £200 million player. Would I do that? Maybe. Well, Gavi's going to come in for 83 million. Believe it or not, that still means we have over 200 million to spend. That is why I like PSG. Now, he was 23 when he come in. This guy now means we have got Emery, Neves and Gavi, and even more talent on the bench to utilise. Genuinely, we've not got one of the best midfields in the game. We have got the best midfield in the game. And I'd say comfortably. 101 million. We are going to change the tactic and give Endrick a chance to redeem his career from the Real Madrid bench. Now, he comes in, he wants to play deep line forward. I changed the tactic for him. A big decision considering we've only got 2 years left to play. He does return a 7.43 average rating. So I've put a lot of trust in a young man, a man who I think probably regrets his move in terms of footballing playing time at Real Madrid. I'm pretty sure the old money has done him the world of good. But as for a footballer move, I don't think it's good. Let me know what you think. 91 million, we are going to welcome in Buardi, the man that I accidentally said we had last season. I get him and Buardi, confused all the time. Well, this is another midfield player, so if we didn't have enough midfield players, we've now probably got too many. But this will future-proof you for almost a decade. In fact, it will be a decade for the likes of Buardi, because he would be 31. Still got a couple of years in the tank after 10 seasons, so you're going to be completely covered if you are going to carry this on the Patreon. This is our most out there window, I think, because every player we have signed holds a significant value and every player has returned a great average rating and every player is expected by the fans, by me, by the board, by you watching to do well. And if we don't do well, I'm going to look like the clown. So let's see what we can do. Champions League, I've seen where we got knocked out and it's not pretty. We lose in the quarterfinals against Real Madrid. Now, it's fair enough. You play Real Madrid, right? I get it. Because they are going to be the team that don't get to the final. They lose against Tottenham. Tottenham are on smoke. The league phase, we go invincible, but we draw 3 games. So it's not actually as impressive as what it might seem. But to be honest with you, that now means we've got one more season to win a Champions League. And that makes me incredibly nervous. We have got a game to show you now in the Coupe de France final. Now, we are playing a bit of an easy team, but this is going to be a chance to look at how this tactic plays and actually look at the players that we have signed and had from the start, because this is an absolute bloodbath game. Nuno Mendes down the left-hand side into João Neves, into Buardi. Good interception, but Mendes recovers. Inside, into Gavi, out wide, into Martinez. Of course, a right back that has been good from minute 1, ball across, and that happens. When you're getting goals like that gifted to you inside of 5 minutes, you know you're in for a chill game. Already 1-0. And get a penalty about 10 minutes after, and so far, they're gifted away this final, and of course, Gruder's not going to miss. 2-0. Little corner coming in. Gruder puts a ball in. Is it going to be a goal? It's not going to be a goal. And they may be on the counter. They're not going to be on the counter because Doué is going to outpace him. Down the line into Bradley Barcola. 20 minutes on the clock. Into Doué on the edge. Touch, pause and engage. 3-0. 20 minutes. This team head in hand already. Another set piece. 37 minutes on the clock. A good interception to be fair, but they're just not quick enough. Winning the second ball and Beraldo steps back into Doué, a little back heel into Beraldo, and that is an elegant give and go and an even more elegant finish. 4 in 38 mins. And we've got the ball again, just before the end of the first half. The pass and play has been nothing shy of beautiful to watch so far. João Neves plays it back inside, into Gavi, into Doué, plenty of space, back into Buardi, into Beraldo at the back. What we got to do then? Have we got time for another goal in this first half? Well, the play is suggesting yes. Barcola, a little give and go maybe. Mendes is going to go alone. Is he going to pass it back? He's not. Mendes goes alone, takes on about 3 people, and gets the goal. 5-0 in 45 minutes. The tactic is something you need in your life. The ball comes in just inside of the second half. We're not having much luck directly from set-piece goals in this game, but we are very good at pressing them in, and Martinez, the right-back that I said might not be first team forever, is making a statement to be first team forever. 5-0 up, 47 minutes on the clock, and we are playing like we're a team that are drawing 0-0. We're that hungry for goals. That's a great ball in, and Gruder First time, right at the goalkeeper though. You got to question him for that one. 6-0. And another set piece. We do love a set piece in this tactic. Gruder is going to take his time. I mean, there's no rush. We're 6-0 up. In fact, make it 7. This is just getting humiliating now. They're trying to play out from the back, and they got so far up the pitch, but eventually, the inevitable happens. We win the ball back, and Martinez and Gruder are having a field day down this right-hand side. Neves is going to find the gap back inside. Bawardi is just going to step and chill in midfield into Neves. Look at the arrogance. I mean, this team are doing this against a team that's 7-0 down. Talk about beating a man when he's down. Barcola is going to absolutely skin the wing-back. Back inside into Mendes. Back into Barcola. Little ball back stick into Gruder. Oh, no. It's 8. Are we going to go to double digits? Well, they just keep trying to go long, and to be honest, this tactic defends long balls very, very well. So I don't know why they've not tried to switch it up a little bit, because they're 8-0 down. You think they would have learned after conceding maybe the first couple from counter-attacks, but apparently they don't learn, and Gruder is just going to carry on into an injured Gavi, plays it out wide, back into Gruder. It's a bit of a bad ball, that, from Gruder, to be honest, but that is even worse from them, and they lose 9-0. We also lift the Trophy de Champion in a bit more of an anticlimactic game, as there was not a single goal scored, and we have to go to penalties. The League, well, let's see what happened in the League then, because we are going to be your champions by 20 points. So this time, a new runners-up. Lille are going to be runners-up. Nice in 3rd, Marseille in 4th, Lyon in 5th, Monaco in 6th. Yeah, I mean, it is a very, very, very good run, isn't it? I mean, essentially, since we have started I mean, this is so bugged. It is unbelievable. Essentially, since we have started winning, we've not lost in the League, which is probably expected. That means in Season 4 we have won the Coupe de France, the Trophy de Champion, and the French League again. The Champions League hunt is still very much on. And going into that last transfer window, we are going to have a budget of £270 million. So we can't say we've not been given a fair budget, because that is a lot of money to go and spend. And to be honest, we've had good budgets from Season 1. It's now or never. Honestly, looking at the team on paper, the team's not even bad, is it? I mean, the team is now established enough to be probably classed as a normal team, you know? We've got a nice mixed bag of ages in here. It's a very, very solid team on paper, but for a man who wants a Champions League, I am going to go and spend the money because, you know, it makes sense to do so. The squad's gone back to a very good size. I mean, if we're being picky right now, right back situation, we need a backup. Left back, we need a backup. Centre backs we're probably fine with. Maybe we're fine for centre backs. Midfielders, we've got loads. Yeah, right back's really the only target. But there is a man that I would love to have on that right wing. But I've tried it for 4 years. It's Lamine Yamal. He don't want to join. Signing one, Lamine Yamal. Welcome to Paris Saint-Germain. Get learning French, buddy. £121 million this guy sent me back. But for a man that has scored 25 goals and picked up 10 assists, I think I will pay that. I'll pay that price probably twice. He is by far the best winger in the game, in my opinion. I've used this guy a lot in my current offline save, and he's an absolute demon. Lewis Skelly for £92 million. This is the perfect example of a hybrid Wonderkid. He is my dream, to be honest. I love players that can play in loads of positions. This guy can play in 2 very comfortably, 3 if you include DM and CM as separate positions, which I personally do. And yeah, for that price tag, it's very, very reasonable. He is worth £100 million more than what we paid for him, and at 23 years of age, he fits the quota, so quite nice to have an Englishman in the team. As last but definitely not least, we are going to welcome in Bullet, coming in from a German side in Dortmund. This guy is a big upgrade on our previous right back, in my opinion. However, he was injured and didn't play, so he didn't actually really get to show me what he's got. He is better than our former right back in terms of overall stats, attributes, but when injuries play a factor, you can't really show what you've got. So this window, it sort of only comes across like we've signed 2 players, really, which is a little bit sad. Well, straight down to business, as we are going to win the French League, which makes it 4 out of 5, which I'm going to take, and we wrap off in ultimate style. 92 points, not a single loss, And that is a magnificent lead over second place. I mean, genuinely mental. The most dominant season by far, and a season that Endrick can be proud of, Barcola, Chevrolet can be proud of. Most goals, most possession, most clean sheets. We're that team. The Trophy de Champion, a 4-2 win over Lille. Again, Barcola bagged a hat-trick in this game, it seems. He did in 48 minutes. I am so happy that he is really showcasing what he's about. The Coupe de France, a 4-0 win over Strasbourg. Again, this is going to be a game which was an absolute thumping. Lamine Yamal, a goal and 2 goals and 2 assists. He's just that good. He is that guy. And sadly, I can't even watch the highlights, I don't think, but we do go on to win the Champions League. Maybe we can watch the highlights. In fact, let's go and watch the goal in the 31st minute. We know what the result is, but let's see if we can watch the game first. We can. Thank you, SI. Can we go on to just witness this utter greatness? Now, Endrick was a bold signing, wasn't he? From day one, it was a bold signing. We don't really know exactly if it was going to work, but quite clearly this season, he has played quite the role in actually winning me a lot of trophies. So I do believe it was a great decision. I do believe that it was a bold decision because we actually changed the role up front for him. But if you look at what we've done with this team, the way this tactic plays, this is against Arsenal, Lewis Skelly's previous team. We're playing with so much confidence, so much pride, so much passion. We're not afraid to take on anybody. We feel like we're the best team in Europe, and in fact, we are the best team in Europe. Gavi simply puts it through, and it's as good as you're going to get. We'll take it. But yeah, that is going to be not a treble, but a quadruple winning season. Simply lovely stuff, huh? And the team that you're going to have to carry on this save file with is going to consist of Chevrolet, still Martinez at right back, actually, Zabrani, Beraldo, Mendes, Boardi, Skelly, Gavi. That midfield, man. This front line, though, Yamal, Barcola, Endrick. On the bench, you've got player after player after player. God knows what you got in the budget. The budget, you are going to have 115 million. So for some reason you're not happy with the team, you are more than covered. I would highly recommend you carry it on. I'm going to set you a challenge of winning 5 trophies in one season within 2 years. Let me know if you get it done. There is going to be some prizes to be given away on the Patreon. If you have enjoyed, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Whack the bell on, and I'll catch you boys and girls in the next one. Thank you for the support. That was actually really fun. If there's any other team that you think are a little bit too good, you want to see them brought down a little bit, then to be built back up, let me know. Maybe we do this with maybe Bayern, United? Yeah, let's have a little think. Let me know in the comments.